Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap morning leap session for Tuesday, February the 16th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder and head moderator of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we come together in these live sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then drill down to our trade levels and our hypotheses for the day and our targets. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in coming in and checking us out for a free trial, I'll put up my contact information in just 1 second. Before I do that, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. If you do want to check us out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. Unfortunately, there is no website, there's no blog. This is what we do every day live in this go-to and in our live chat room. It's not a commercial venture, so if you want, you will need Skype, so set up a Skype account and send me a contact request at Doug_McKay, and I'll give you an invite into the room. If you like this video, of course, there's over 300 days of these videos up on YouTube. Just do a search under Quantum Leap Futures. And if you like what I do, follow me on Twitter at Crazy2. All right, so Friday, we were looking for possibility of a gap and go day. It was, we were watching this level down here at 1834.75 to see if we came and got inside of Thursday's range and went and hit some of our targets. Our key line in the sand was the 32.25. That put us below the CLVN and inside the prior day range, and we were looking for a move down to test the value area high as a possible rejection point. They came down. We opened auction out of range, and then we came down and rejected the prior day range, and then we just basically slowly ground our way up into our trade level up here and just above our key line in the sand. We didn't get to the daily ATR target, but we did have a fairly decent push up towards that 1890. Since then, we have gone up. We gapped up again in the Globex. We opened, up here and then came back down, tested the VPOC from the holiday session at 82.50, and then we rose up towards that magnet, the microcomposite VPOC at 1890, and so far we've rejected that 1890, so we've come right back down, and we're currently just put a new low in for the Globex at 75.70, and testing some of these lower levels. It's going to be an interesting day, especially with the holiday yesterday. Now, always remember, with a holiday session, that holiday session actually belongs in Tuesday, not in Monday. So we have to pay attention to both the holiday session, but most of everything is going to be based off of Friday's profile, not so much on Mondays. So, but before we get going, let's I like to start my morning each morning with a basic chart. I use a candlestick chart. I have a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA, and what I'm looking for is I just want to get an idea of where we are within the trends of the different time frames. You can see that the overall upward trend on the monthly has been violated, and we are below the 9 and the 20. We have a possible start of a downward trend on the monthly. On the weekly, you can see that trend is getting stronger. We're getting slope and separation. We're failing to get back above the 9 on the weekly, and this trend could continue down on the weekly. On the daily, We've had this downward trend. They've challenged it and failed once. Now they're coming back up to challenge it again, and we're currently trading right at the 20 SMA on the daily, and we're in between the 9 and the 20. So we've got to pay attention to this 1864.75 level. That would be the range high from Thursday again that I'll be watching, and then the 20 SMA here at 1877. I'm really watching the 78.75. That's the CHVN there. But they are trying to challenge the trend on the daily. Going to the intraday, as we work our way down, you can see that we've rolled over, we've rallied up, and we are in an upward trend on the 4-hour, but we are seeing some weakness. We're losing some slope. We've just closed a technical gap here, and again, this 78 level is going to be important to us today, but the trend to the downside has been violated, and we've started to trend to the upside. On the 1-hour, we've had this long trend up. Now we're rolling over, and we have a possible start of a downward trend with a little bit of slope and separation on the 1-hour. On the 30-minute, same thing. You can see it's accelerated. We're getting slope and separation. We're below the 9 and the 20. 15-minute, same thing, creating a little bit of a technical gap down here, but the trend is down. And then on the 5-minute, you can see that we've got a downward trend. We do have a naked cross right here on the 5-minute, 82.50. Let's see if we've got any other ones I want to pay attention to. We had one at 18.50. I want to see if that's still there. That's been taken out here. We do have one down here at the 18.50. All right, and then just let me check the 15-minute. We got taken out. That one got taken out in 30-minute. Yeah, we got taken out. Okay, so no real naked crosses we have to pay attention to. So let's take a look at where we are in the bigger picture. So right here, this is the balance that we're back in. The value area low on this is that 1864.50. Our high from the Thursday RTH session was 1864.75 that we rejected, and we've gapped up. We are going to get a gap open off of the Friday. Remember, this is the holiday session that is showing right here. We have to presume that this is part of today. It's going to show as a separate candle, just the way my charts are set up, but it is really part of today. So we're going to gap up from the weekend, from Friday's close. We're going to be inside of this value area that goes from January the 7th through to February the 5th with the microcomposite VPOC at 1890. Now we've gone up there in the Globex and rejected it. We got as high as the 92.75, and then they sold off, and we're back down in around this 78.75 CHVN. It's pretty blunt in here, and I'm expecting to come down since we rejected the 90, as strong as we've had. We're likely to come down and test the lower side of this balance down here. So I'll be watching this 1870. 1870 is going to be a warning line for me, and then if we get below that, I'm expecting them to come down and test the 64, probably come down and test this 1860, 1859.75 level. I don't know why there's a profile on that. There shouldn't even be there. We do have the gap at the 1859 level, and then if we get below this 55, I'd be looking for a trip back to this 48 area, and that would bring us back into the balance that we we were accepting before we gapped up and got back into this balance up here. So 70 is going to be a very important level. 64 is going to be our key line in the sand, 64.50, key line in the sand, and then below that I'd be looking for a move back to close the gap, and then 55.75 will be our support below that. And anything below 55, look for a bigger move back into this low volume area, this long-term price rejection that we were trying to fill in when we were trading the last week. If we can accept 78, 75, and we start to work our way up, look for a move up into the 85, but ultimately the main target above is going to be back up into balance at 90, and a possible takeout of that overnight high at 92.75. Once we're back up in the 1890, I'm expecting them to chop it around here and go up and test the 1900. 1905.75 is the last price we tried to hold before we fell out of balance. So if they do come up and accept 90, I'm expecting them to grind their way up into the 1905.75 level. So let's take a look at what we've got and start moving our numbers over. Put our trade levels in. Our overnight high is 92.75. Our overnight low so far, we still got a half hour to go, and we're not trading too far off of it, 75.50. And I don't think our VPOC, well, we could get a VPOC shift to 79. Just let me know if it does switch, but right now it's sitting at 80. And there's an LVN here at 81.75, which is also right there at the value area, low from the holiday session. So that's going to be a trade area for me. And there's really not a lot of information. We got basically almost a triple distribution, but I'd call it more of a double distribution. What up here? We've got the 89, 90. 90 is obviously going to be a target for us. Okay, so we don't need this, so I can get rid of this. Stretch this out and start putting some of our levels in. So I'm going to be paying attention to the 78.75. I'm going to use it as a target and a trade area. I don't usually use CHVNs as an entry, but this one I will use if we bounce. I'll probably wait till we get back above 79.75. But if we can't hold 78.75, I'm going to get short into the overnight low that's currently at 75. What was it? 75.50. 75.50. Okay, and if we can hold this level and get back inside of the range, I'd be looking for a move up into the 81.50 with the target of the VWAP overnight or holiday session VWAP and midpoint and VPOC, all there at 82.50. The value area high will be my next area. Don't think in terms of closing the gap. We did pause at 85.25. That's really not going to be that important because it is holiday. What I'm going to be shooting for is the CHVN at 86.75. And then we've got this 85 level. I'm sorry. 93. There's really not a lot up here once we get up here. It's a little CLVN at 80. What is it? 88. 88 and a quarter. But the big target, if we get back up above the holiday range, I would try to stay long into the 90 and possibly even the 92.75, especially if we leave that overnight low alone. And then you've got a target at 95.75. And the next big resistance would be 97.75. Anything above 97.75, I'm targeting that 05.75 level. You got a naked gap just above it at 07. I'm going to be using the 03.75 as a trade area. And then the rule of 10 up at 1910. I'm not expecting to get that far up today, but just in case, let's put our levels in just in case. 1550, which was a CHVN or microcomposite VPOC, 18, 20, and then the 22 is going to be our next big resistance area. That's the microcomposite value area high. Tight, Doug. And then once we get out of there, we're back into price discovery, and I'm expecting to go up into the 1950s and continue price discovery up. To the downside, we can't hold 78.75. Look for them to go and either put a new overnight low in at 75.50. There's a lot of liquidity down here in this 75.50 area, and then below that, you've got the 70 area. That's going to be our warning line. And then the 64.50 is our key line in the sand. And then below that, I'd be targeting 62. The 60 area is going to be 60.75 will be an add-on to get in and accelerate into the 59.75 naked VPOC and the gap close from Friday. Below that, you've got the 55.75. And then the big target will be that 48. And that's our microcomposite VPOC down below us. It's also our daily ATR. That should be our daily ATR. No, our daily ATR right now off the high 1892.75 minus the 20-day ATR is 46.68. 1846 is our daily down target. And then our daily up target right now off of the new low at 75, 1875.50 plus the 20-day ATR 46.68. our upside ATR target is at 1922, right at our big resistance. Just going to put it just a little below here. And then right now, based on our overnight high and overnight low, our Globex low from since Sunday at 1865, our weekly ATR, 20-period ATR, 75 275. So our weekly upside target is up at 1940 and a quarter, and our downside weekly ATR target is all the way down at 1817.50, all the way down. It should be down here, 1750. And that's pretty much it. My main hypothesis is going to be centered around the 78.75. If we can hold that level and get back into the holiday session, I'm looking for a move back up into 82. Above the 84s, then I'm targeting that 90 area and a slow grind up to 90. If we can't hold 78, 75, I'm expecting to move back down to test the warning line at 70. And if we can't hold that, a bigger move down to test the key line in the sand. And anything below 64, I'm targeting the 59 down to the 55 area. Possibly even get down to the 48. 48 is the magnet below, 90 is the magnet above. Just take a quick look at the Keltner. Keltner center line, no surprise, sitting right there at that 79, 78, 75 area. If we hold above it, a move up to test the VWAP, and the upper Keltner will take us into that 84 area. And the value area high from the holiday session. Below the 78, 75, a move down to the lower Keltner will take us down into the 73 and a takeout of the overnight high, and most likely test this 70 level. Quick look at gold. Oh, my gold chart's all messed up. Great. Let me just draw this. We are, now back in the 1200s. We held a test into the 1100s overnight. I'm actually running long still on gold. I got long gold again last night, and looking for a move back up towards this microcomposite VPOC at 1238. First resistance going to come in at the to 1222, but we're having trouble, as anticipated, getting away from that 1200 area and the composite VPOC down here. If we don't hold the 1200s, look for them to come back down into this 1193, 1191 area again. And anything below 1180, the rally in gold is probably over, and we're probably going to make a bigger move down into the mid 1100s, probably 1154 area. That's what I'm looking at for gold. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. So far, that 78.75 is holding. We're working our way up, testing this this value area low from yesterday's holiday session. So if we get above that, look for a quick pop up into the 82.50. It looks like that 75.50 is going to hold the overnight low for the time being. I don't think we're going to get back down there in the next 15 minutes. Looks like they found some buyers. We got liquidity above at 83 and 84. Anyway, everybody, trade well, trade safe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.